comments, and of course, for more on our activities right here on Newsbuster NG TV, you can visit our social media pages as Newsbuster NG TV. And of course, you can also go over to our website at NGT and newsbusterng.tv. And moving on with the nation's newspaper this morning, APC organs should function, NWC members tells Adamu.
Also from my home hand here, from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, moving ahead, Delta APC crisis deepen, party expelled Omo Agegi.
All right, NFIU may give governors more time to comply with cash limits.
Solomon Arase and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, had a joint conversation yesterday from the force headquarters saying no war in the Nigerian police anymore.
And the court is saying that suspect killer of lawyer Vabi has case to answer as court rules.
6 states account for 447 suspected cholera disease, NCDC. Details of that story can be found on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
And still in the world of politics this morning, presidential poll credible. APC, US writes Biden and McCarthy.
PDP alliance plot suffers setback. Wike Ibori backs wins. North Central deserves slot. Deputy Speaker, my beloved son, Oshoba. Details of that story on page 2, Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
And on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, ahead of the handover, military vows crackdown on security threats as they warn IPOB and other threatened members.
Cold war between PSC, NPF may end as IGP visit Commission's chairman. That was the story I just told you right now, not quite long, that the Inspector General of Police have said. In fact, that's another interesting story, because if you are following the trend between the PSC, which is the Police Service Commission, and the Nigerian Police Force itself, a little bit fracas between the immediate past chairman of the PSC, that was Muslim Smith, when he said voluntarily resignation, it can never be part and parcel of the Police Service Commission recently, before the appointment of Solomon Arase, which happens to be the former Inspector General of Police, in 2015 till 2016, before his proper retirement after 35 years of service delivery to the entire nation. But nevertheless, it has come back. Solomon Arase has come back to the system now, coupled with the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, trying to work hand in hand and settle whatever that might be the pending grievances between the commission and the force itself, so as to ensure security of lives and property of the entire nation, how dear Nigeria can be fully seated. Now, moving ahead, Buhari praises Ebenezer Obey at 81.
That old-time musician, in case you don't know, who has done Nigeria proud, and of course both home and abroad. We're also wishing Pa Ebenezer Obey a happy birthday celebration. Also on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, federal government approves 173 loan apps, bars illegal online bank. And still looking at the front page of the Punch newspaper, shareholders protest Oando plan delisting share acquisition. That is of course on page 20 of the Punch newspaper.
Federal government set to launch digital postcode system in June, so as to ensure free of Postmortem General of the Federation Chief Executive Officer, CEOs, and other prostaters.
Nobody should threaten integrity of Nigeria, truncates democracy, DHQ and Army Chief says.
Sell-off of banking stocks dip market by 0.1% as investors loses 22.9 billion.
All right, talking about the protests ravaging the U.S. from the Nigerian citizen, APC asked Biden to disregard anti-Tinubu petition as protesters demonstrate in the U.S.
Long queues persist in bank due to poor network, limited supply of banknotes.
And the politicians rooting for interim government, irresponsible and mischievous, says Buhari's media organization.
Honestly, yesterday, when I also visited my bank to make a little transaction, I also being part of the victim to have waited for a couple of hours within the bank premises due to the bank server network slowed down. And I think the Nigerian banking sector needs to need to be very proactive at this point in time, because looking at the level of where we are today in the global world, Nigeria is well known, and yet we are still underdeveloped country. What are we doing to ensure that at least, if not 100%, 80 to 90% of our telecommunication and our network, at least our upload and download should be very optimally good beyond where we are today. So we are seizing this opportunity to implore the appropriate authorities in charge of the banking centers across board. We are not going to be mentioning names here. This is not an advertising platform.
Yeah, they're even saying that a whole lot of people right now have stopped depositing money in banks. So what they do is when they make their transactions, they just take the money home. Or there is a particular place people now hide their money instead of taking it to the bank. That means that the level of trust that Nigerians, or let me say a certain number of people have on these banks is actually alarming. And this is very bad because it can pose as a threat to lives, and even properties. If you start keeping money in your house, you don't know who is who. You don't know who is watching you. You don't even know the minds of the people that you are living with. And you have a huge sum of money. And this is more because of the bank policies. You can't just go and withdraw a certain amount of money to use for business, or even when you want to take your money, you have to join a long queue. At the end of the day, maybe you need like 100,000. They're telling you to come and take a 10,000 naira and manage it, 20,000 naira and manage. Like where do you see all that? I feel like something needs to be done from the Central Bank of Nigeria. This action needs to really, really go.
Stop. Yes. Yeah. Let me quickly use one stone to kill two birds. Here from the page 8 and page 9 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Lagosians should be ready for more goodies in Sanwo-Olu's second term. Accordingly, that was the CPS to the governor. Yes, assuring the Lagosians and residents of Lagos that this second term have Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu should be of more goodies and more expectations, taking Lagosians and residents to the next level.
So and also, how many goody did you eat in his first term? I don't think I ate any goody.
Well, let's say.
Is it not that sweet, goody?
See, talk of infrastructure, talk of academics.
Abayomi, I would like to tell you right now that Sanwo-Olu needs to up his games.
Yes.
I am staying around, K2 area, and the roads there is terrible. You started a work of a road since 2019, and you were in 2023, and you are telling me to expect more goodies. I haven't had any goodie to eat. If there is any, maybe they should bring it. Let me start eating it now. I feel like there are so many things that still need to be done in Lagos. Look at the market system, unorganization of our parks and garages, the way Agberos take money and the hike of Agbero money. There's no organization. Lagos needs to be more organized than it is now. If you are saying that it's going to be a mega city in another year, and you are saying that there's going to be more goodie, maybe anytime she share, you work for probably the state government. I don't know if you
no.
Maybe there's goodie that I have been eating, but
no.
I am aggrieved.
You are talking as a Lagosian. I was also talking as an analyst here, saying based on our Haibu CPS, the same. That's a person of Akosile, saying the Lagos state government plan now has taken us to another stage. Very soon you will find it funny that the 4th mainland bridge will start
when we don't have roads.
Aside that, infrastructure, talk of the rail, talk of the waterways, talk of the medical sector.
Have you gone around Lagos recently to see how people are almost selling markets in the middle of the road? If you go to K2 area right now, there is hardly a passage for cars and pedestrians.
Don't worry.
People who are crossing, people are literally selling markets on the road. You go to our pedestrian bridges, you see businesses across the bridges, people selling.
That is why I
market.
quickly told. That's why I just mentioned now that
Go
the
to
Lagos
the
State government
area.
are also working to ensure that free flow of all these things you are saying are being put in place, because the section that will oversee that is the kick against indiscipline. That's why we have them there. The officers are there. That's CAI, popularly known as CAI.
I don't think they're doing their job properly.
No, don't worry.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Lagosians are listening to us now. Even the Sowore itself are also watching. And on the sad note, the defilement of 9-month-old baby by 27-year-old man in Lagos. I think that man should be jailed till the end of his career.
You know, this pedophilic attitude and pedophiles situations and stories have actually reduced drastically, because sometimes 3, 4, 5 years ago it was on the high side where you see elderly people defiling younger ones, and it has reduced. But for a 27-year-old man to defile it, like where is the mother of that child?
But the question is, what will have even prompted him to have?
He's a pedophile. What they like is little babies, small children. I don't know what kind of.
We have a case of an incest. When you say an incest,
where a father would impregnate his daughter,
his own daughter.
a brother will impregnate his sister.
No. Sincerely, Ministry of Youth and Child Protection Units needs to do a lot of sensitization and create an awareness.
Or we should just say like normal Nigeria, na the work of the devil.
Also, quickly moving ahead, let's quickly go on sports and let's see what we have here. I will use everything to defeat racism, says Victor Osimhen. Club not afraid of sack by the Liverpool Football Club. That's never work alone. But over the weekend, I must tell you, like, Liverpool worked alone.
They worked alone, and of course
they used one goal to concede 4 goals against Manchester City. That's so no.
And also on Sunday,
for the never walk alone fans over there. Let me clear my face. My God, it's a story. Also again, Chelsea, almighty Chelsea, was being defeated by the Aston Villa, 2-0 down. In fact, that was what even led to the sack of Graham Potter. And I believe right now, Southampton admits difficult Chelsea start. Chelsea was trying to adopt another new coach now called Southampton. Details of that story can be found on page 5 of Punch Sports Extra. Ten Hag becoming impatient with Sancho. Details of that story can be found on page 4 of the Punch Sporting Extra. Premier League title ECS Villa. Iheanacho extend goals run against Williams.
All right, these are many more we still have for you this morning. You can go over to our social media pages and of course find news and trending and of course issues that are going around Nigeria and diaspora on this day. Thank you so very much for being a part of the newspaper review program on Newsbuster NGTV. Join us some other time for another interesting episode. My name is Olayinka Olatunji, urging you to have a lovely day ahead.
Thank you so much, all our viewers. Let's have your comments, your observation, your views. There's always a feedback in any communication. From me, Isaac Abayomi Ajiboye, I'm saying bye for now.